AITA for removing the fun stuff from my room at my mom's and leaving it at my dad's because my stepsister sleeps in there when I'm with my dad. My parents are divorced. I split my time 50-50 between both houses. My mom has been remarried for a number of years now and has 3 stepkids. 2 boys who are younger and a girl the same age as me. She and I got along so badly that the custody times were switched, so we were not in the house at the same time because we could not get along. It all started with her taking my favorite plush animal. Without permission and ruining it. The eyes were gone and it got soaked, which ruined the color. When I told her she shouldn't have taken it, she made it her mission to take my stuff without asking and rarely had any consequences for it because I was told to share. Some of the stuff was fine, but other stuff got ruined too, when my mom told me that she would still sleep in the room after the change in custody. When I wasn't there, I knew I did not want the important stuff left at my mom's, so I took it all to my dad's with me. I was 12 at the time. This was only discovered a few weeks ago. Apparently dear old stepsis has been trying to find the goods for years, but it was when her dad said it should have a game console there, that was given by my grandparents and they couldn't find it. They realized what I had done. I was confronted by my mom and her husband and I admitted it. I told Tammy didn't trust that girl with my stuff and moved Idol to safety. My mom asked how stuff is safe when my dad has 2 stepsons at home. I said because they're not allowed to go through my stuff and because they're good guys who wouldn't do that. My mom's husband was like, "What are you saying about my daughter?" I told him that he's known for years what we think of each other. Mom called my grandparents and asked what they thought of the console going to my dad's. They said they were fine with it. At least it was safe. Mom told me I should have told them my concerns and worked out a better solution than pretty much emptying my room. She also said surely there is stuff I am willing to share. I said not with stepsis. Mom told me I wasn't being very fair and how are we ever going to have a good sister relationship if we don't trust each other? I told Mom we won't, because we're not sisters, we will never be sisters and I don't ever want to be. My mom and her husband think I'm an off for doing this, so I gotta ask AITA? AITA for sarcastically congratulating my dad. So when I, F17, was 5, my dad left my mom and me. Since then I saw him maybe 3 to 4 times at family functions. From my family, I found out he got married and had other kids. I figured he wouldn't have been a good dad just because of the type of dad he's been to me my whole life. Yesterday was my great-grandma's 100th birthday, so we're doing a big party for her. A few days ago I found out from my grandma my dad is going to Bether and more than likely with his kids. I was still going to go though because I've always been close to my great-grandma. About an hour of me being at this party, my dad, his wife, and their 2 kids walk in. The kids were about 3 and 6 years old. I watched them off and on through the party. My dad was actually being a dad. He was playing with his kids and listening to them, even had cute nicknames for them. Then my dad came up to me and said pretty much, "Oh, hey, my name. How have you been? It's, been a while." I will admit I was upset seeing my dad act like the person he never was tone and has never put in the effort. So I said I'm okay. I then pointed over to his kids and said, "Congrats on actually being a dad this time around." My dad got mad and said he's sorry but he can't change the past. But he never even puts up an effort now to call or text me or wants to come to visit me. I then had other family members tell me I need to grow up and get over it and now be happy for my dad. So AITA for not making child-inclusive plans that someone in my friend group can't attend. Howdy guys, recently my friend group has been divided on an issue. I have a group of 6 friends and their significant others from high school. All of us are in our mid-20s. The only person in our friend group is Jessica, who has 2 young children and is a single mom. I'm the only person in my friend group that can host, as my husband and I own a decent-sized house. And don't have anything stopping us from hosting, I guess. 1 doesn't want to host, 2 live with their parents and can't, another has roommates that won't let them, etc. We all live in a rural area, so there isn't really anywhere to go for more than a quick dinner. So someone hosting is the only way we can all hang out really. When I host, it's always later in the day, around 7 p.m.-ish. That's when most of us are off work. I also have a no children rule for my house, since my dog is afraid of children and I honestly don't like kids anyways. My nephew yanked my dog's tail several times, so now my dog growls at kids. I had a gathering last weekend, a dinnertime barbecue. Everyone was invited, same rules as norm. Jessica asked if she could bring her kids, because she can't afford a babysitter, and since both of their dads aren't involved at all. I said no, because of my dogs and also because I don't want her baby and toddler at my house. The last time she brought them, Shay kept trying to push them off on other people who didn't want to hold them so she could relax. Also, her toddler puked on my 5K white couch, which I had to replace. No, she didn't pay for it. Jessica blew up on me in the group chat and said that I always exclude her. I told her I'm not excluding her, I'm excluding kids. All kids. She's welcome to come if she finds someone to watch her kids. I also told her she's welcome to host. She kind of went on about how none of that is possible and now she isn't talking to anyone. Our group is split, half think it's my house, my rules. One said, maybe if she screwed better guys she'd be able to hobby a babysitter. And two think that I should just let her kids come. To be honest, if it was someone else I would maybe cave. But I don't like Jessica that much, especially since she didn't pay for my replacement couch. AITA for making child not friendly plans that someone in my friend group can't make it to. Edit. I got the couch professionally cleaned and they couldn't get the very large stain out update. After reading all of your comments I've realized I'm tired of dealing with Jessica. I'm going to tell her she's no longer welcome at my home and ask her to pay for my couch. If she doesn't, then we can go to court about it. Another edit. You guys are really mad I like nice white couches. But I'll give further info. I considered having the couch reupholstered, but the cost to have it shipped out, fixed, and shipped back cost over 5K, so it was cheaper and easier to buy a new one. Yes, I have a white couch and a dog. My dog knows not to go near the couch. I've had the couch for 2 years without incident. It was fine till Jessica's kids showed up. I didn't invite Jessica and her kids. I said no kids are allowed, and she showed up with her kids while I was in the bathroom and set her kids down in the couch. Her kid then puked all over it. AITA for declining to be a bridesmaid in my brother's wedding? My brother Harold is engaged to Lillian and she asked me to be a bridesmaid. I politely declined and explained why I couldn't. Harold and Lillian are extremely unhappy with my decision. I'm a fire marshal. I know it's called different things in different countries. My office investigates fires. Since fires don't just happen from Monday to Friday during business hours, I work all different shifts including overnight and on weekends. When Harold and Lillian announced their wedding date, shortly after the engagement and long before I was asked to be a bridesmaid, I checked my work schedule. My schedule is rotating and goes in a pattern so I can see it years in advance. I was scheduled to work on the day of the wedding. I arranged to switch with another marshal so I'm not working the day of the wedding. I've made sure I don't have to work and can attend the wedding and reception, otherwise that I'd be starting work before the ceremony starts and not finishing until after the reception ends. To be a bridesmaid I would be expected to go to Lillian's dress appointments, to go on the group shopping trip to purchase the bridesmaid dresses, to help put together, host and clean up at the bridal shower, to go to the hair and makeup trial appointment, to help plan and go to the bachelorette party, to assist with things like making the centerpieces and decorating the reception room, to go to the wedding rehearsal and dinner and more. Lillian has been upfront about the commitment she wants. However, with my work schedule, one can't possibly do all that. The dates and times for those aren't set and have to work around Lillian's schedule foremost. I asked Lillian if I could be a bridesmaid and just go to the wedding and nothing else. She said no. She wants your bridesmaids committed to those things. My sister asked me to be a bridesmaid in her wedding and I couldn't do it for similar to reasons, on top of being in the middle of the biggest case of my career in the lead up to her wedding. My sister understood and didn't flip out like Lillian and Harold did. I explained the same things I did to my sister back then to both Lillian and Harold and also reminded Harold that I wasn't able to be a bridesmaid for our sister. I thanked Lillian for asking for me and because I was trying to make up for not being able to be a bridesmaid, I offered to pay for Lillian's hair and makeup separately from my gift. Harold and Lillian said that's not good enough and said I'm exaggerating my work situation. They want me to change my mind. Both of them are self-employed and control their own work schedules. Harold said I should just leave early or not go to work, but if there's a fire or investigation that's not how it works and I can't just leave. I didn't think politely declining would be a big deal, but Harold and Lillian flipped out and other people are getting involved and saying I was wrong. Now I'm not sure because I'm getting so much pushback. AITA for wanting a week's vacation, alone, away from my partner and children? Me, 32F, and my partner, 37M, are in Audie's agreement. He thinks I'm selfish for considering this. I don't think I am. He suggested I post here to see what you all say. We have been together 12 years. My partner has 2 responsibilities in terms of the house. He walks the dogs in the morning and he gets to work full-time, 8 to 6. More often than not, he falls asleep at 8 p.m. He works in IT. We have 3 children, 7, 4, 2, and I am fully responsible for their care, as well as every household duty, laundry, cooking, cleaning. I am ASAHM, but I am also self-employed, so after I look after the children all day, I then work for a couple of hours on my laptop. My birthday is coming up. I asked my partner what he would think if I booked myself a vacation, for a week, on my birthday and went on my own. If he could use his PTO to take time off to look after and spend the week with our 3 children, taking them to school and taking care of the house, he told me I was selfish. It's selfish to want to go on holiday for a week. For my birthday, he said yes, my partner hasn't done a load of laundry in the 10 years. He cooks dinner, occasionally, 2x a month. He doesn't hoover, mop, or mow lawns. I get it, he's tired and he works full-time, but I work too, and I don't feel appreciated. I just want a week where I don't have to placate a crying child, or stop the toddler from running into traffic, or worry about everyone else's good time while sacrificing my own. The last time I spent time away from the children, house was when we went out for dinner for his birthday in March, after they were asleep. I organized the babysitter. Oh, and my pap smear, which he tried to make me take the children to. Even though he was home, the holiday would be paid for entirely by me. He gets 28 days of PTO, not including bank holidays. Last year, he lost 12 PTO days because he didn't take them. We're in the UK, AITA.